You guys, it's Karen and I have got a requested video today. This is a request that came on my channel. Actually, it's been asked a couple of times, probably over the last year or so, but on Snapchat, I'm often on Snapchat with my Velcro rollers in, and I always get comments saying, can you do a video on how to put your Velcro rollers in, or how I do it. So I thought I would do it. And also somebody asked me, how do I get this bit of hair to sit up? And that's exactly how, it's with Velcro rollers. So I thought I would do the video. Hopefully it will be useful to you. I'm doing it from kind of start to finish, so from when I've got wet hair to dry hair and how I finish it off, etc. So if you'd like to see how I use my Velcro rollers. Okay, you guys, so I have washed and conditioned my hair. I used my Tresemme Deep Cleansing Shampoo. Then I used my Aussie conditioner called Winter Miracle. And that's all I've done, and then put it in this microfiber towel. So I'm going to take this out. Look, I'll keep it nearby because when I'm putting product in, I want to be able to dry my hands. So then what I do is I put something in the roots that's going to give it some lift. So I often use this. This is my favourite, the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day. But I got this from the hairdressers a while ago when there was a bit of a disaster, and they gave me this free. It's called Forme Fatale Fixation Forte Strong Hold. So like I said, it's just something to give a little bit of hold. This is, it actually looks quite shiny. It looks more like something that would be giving you shine than a hold, but I think I've used it once already and thought it was okay, but it's definitely got strong hold, so I need to not use too much. So I'm just putting this in the roots of my hair, and then I will put something in the ends of my hair. Here's my towel to wipe my hands. Excuse the state of that towel, by the way, it's covered in hair dye. Doesn't ever come out 100% because of how many times I've used it. So then in the ends of my hair, I'm going to use in the ends of my hair, and the ends of my hair, I'm going to use this, the L'Oreal Ovive Extraordinary Oiling Cream Leave-In Cream. So I'll use about that much together, and I'll put that, like I said, on the ends of my hair and a little bit in the side, because I do need a good detangler. I'll just rub whatever's left through the rest of my hair. And so that's all I do for product at this stage. And then I'm just gonna brush through my hair. Next, I'm just gonna blast my hair until it is about 80% dry. The hairdryer that I use is the Babyliss Bellissimo. I've bought this twice. I absolutely love it. It's so powerful, and it's got, you know, 2 heats and 2 speeds. So I have it on speed number, I'll probably use speed number 2 to start with, but heat number 1, I wouldn't put it on heat number 2. I used to, but I don't anymore. It's got a cool shot. It's got a long lead, and it's got a little handle, not handle, what do you call this, hook, that I can put it on the hook that I've got there. I'll link this for you in the description. So let me just blast this dry. So this is my hair, 80% dry. It's wetter kind of at the back here actually. It's difficult to get it evenly dry, but I'm just going to kind of brush through it. And the Velcro rollers that I'm using are these ones, which I got all of these from Boots, and these ones I think are about 2 inches across. I also use these ones which are about 1.5 inches across, and I sometimes use these which are so 2 inch, 1.5 inches, and about 1 inch across there. But I only really use these when I've got longer hair. I don't know why, but it just, I suppose because it kind of curls the end, whereas at the minute that would sort of curl up here. It's too short to be using anything like that. And I then use these clips to put over them, and I'll link all of these for you, don't worry. So what am I going to do now? Okay, so let me see. I start by putting in a sort of parting there. I say a sort of parting because I don't have like a side parting or particularly a middle parting. It's a bit, I normally sort of go like this, have it a bit zigzag. It's not a straight parting. And I use crocodile clips to keep my hair out of the way, if necessary. So start by doing that. And then I will take this bit here, and I'm going to go under with this one. So I'm going to take that. And what I do, if I am not being lazy, is I take a spray and spray the roots. So I'm going to spray the roots like that, rest that down, and then put one of my clips on top of it. And so this spray that I'm using is the Bedhead TG Maxed Out. So this is just a hairspray. Before this, I was using the Sebastian Veloute spray, which is pretty good. It's a gel spray for volume, but I use it on my Velcro rollers, courtesy of Nisha. It was Nisha that suggested doing that, and I loved it for that. I went through 2 bottles of that. But I don't like using this as a hairspray. I don't find it good as a hairspray, but as a liquid hairspray, this is to me what it's perfect for. I think after this runs out, I'm going to try, there's a John Frieda liquid hairspray, non-aerosol hairspray that I don't love as a hairspray either, so I might try that afterwards. Let me get my glasses out the way so I don't end up getting them covered in hairspray. So I try to put thin amounts into the Velcro rollers, but bearing in mind my hair is extremely thick. Now I'm not putting specific sizes in specific places. Between the 2 inch and the 1.5 inch, I don't really mind. I sometimes don't even do it evenly. I'm just trying to get it as close to the head as possible. So instead of, for example, pointing the hair downwards and going like this, where then there's a lot of hair kind of left not in the roller, if you pull it upwards, then you'll get the most hair and you'll get closest to the root. So pull it up, sort of brush through it and then curl the end under, and then it's very, very close to my head there. And the clip, put it on if a clip's needed. You don't have to wear clips, but for me, because I keep them in and kind of wander around the house, they can start to slip and feel annoying. Okay, so let's get another bit at the back of the head here. And I actually prefer the smaller rollers than the bigger ones. I did have some huge ones which I used to use, but they didn't do very much, and I never found a clip to use on them, a clip big enough that you could put over them. Okay, let's see, I'm going to do 1 or 2 here. I will do 1, but I'll make it very thin. So this one I'm going to roll backwards. It just seems to work out the best if I roll this backwards. So I'll start with the roller in it there, spray the roots, and then fold it up. Okay, with this one here, I could also do this backwards, but I think it would be a bit tricky to get it to sit right. So I'm actually going to do this one under. As long as I've got one little bit sitting backwards, it's usually fine. I've tried the sleep-in rollers, and there's no way I could sleep in them. I don't find them comfortable at all. I think it's just the Velcro. The Velcro is so itchy, you know. Okay, with the rest of it, I'm literally just going to take little sections of hair. I'm not doing it in any kind of order whatsoever. I'm just taking sections of hair and I'm going to roll the rollers down. So I should probably speed this bit up. Okay, so what I do next is I just do a final spray of this over all of the hair. It'd be better really if you could do this without the clips in, because you'd get more hairspray onto the hair. But it's easier to put the clips in to hold the rollers in, otherwise there'd be ones falling out and whatnot. And then one final step is I give it another blast with the hairdryer. And for this, I normally take the nozzle off because I don't want to like blow hairs out of the rollers, if that makes sense. And then I put it on the hottest setting and I just go over each roller if I can. I particularly go over any that I know aren't dry. So normally like ones in this area I go over a couple of times because I know that they're nowhere near dry. Okay, that will do for now. What I'll do is now just get on with whatever it is I'm doing, which I'm probably going to tidy up the house and look through my emails and whatnot. I would suggest leaving them in for at least 15 minutes. The idea of hair drying them again there is because when I put a lot of the rollers in, my hair wasn't hot because I'd only 80% dried it. Plus by the time you get round your whole head, your hair has cooled down. And if you heat your hair up while it's got the shape that you want it to have, then it's more likely to stay that way if you let it cool down in the same shape. So I'm heating it up a bit with the hairdryer and then I'm going to let it cool down. So that's why I would say at least 15 minutes. I just wander around in them until they annoy me and then take them out. So I'll come back to you when I'm ready to take them out. Okay guys, so it's the moment of truth. So I'm going to take out all of the clips first. Okay, this is the result. So obviously we need to sort it out a bit. Let me just put my rollers away. Okay, so I've got my brush. Let's just make sure it's all dry. Yeah, it feels dry. And I'm just going to brush through it to get any of that hairspray out because it's a little bit crispy. Now, when my hair's longer, I can actually leave it like this. But I feel like it looks a bit odd at the moment. And to be honest, I wouldn't normally do very much with this. I would just walk around the house like this, and then in a little while it will drop enough that it won't look kind of so crazy, if you like. But there sometimes is some little kinks, like can you see there's a little kink there from the rollers. So although it might seem counterintuitive, I'm going to use my straighteners, and this is what I would do if I was leaving the house now, you know, I'm going straight out. So I need some. This is my favourite one. This is Get Sleek. And I do sometimes straighten the sides anyway. I don't know that I'm going to. I think I'm just going to do that little bit there and see what happens. So I've got my Cloud9 straighteners, which are my favourite straighteners of all time. I'm just going to run that through them. It's difficult doing it in this mirror just because my lead doesn't reach this far really. You can see how much volume it's got though. Like I said, it's normally, it's got so much volume that I need to wait for it to either calm down or I need to straighten it out myself, just to look a little bit less like something from Mad Men. Is this Mad Men or maybe Dynasty? That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, and I'll straighten this side of it just to match the other side. Ouch, that was my elbow. So I'm not straightening out, I'm not taking out the volume, I'm just taking out some of the curl from the bottom, if that makes sense. And I've still got all of the volume in my hair then from the rollers. Final result, the last thing I do is put a little bit of this. This is the Essence Ultimate Omega Repair Beauty Pump. I don't think you can actually get this anymore. I had a look in Boots the other day and I tried to look online as well. Because it's not actually as a finishing cream, but if I don't use this, when this runs out, I'll use my Frizzy's Secret Agent, so I'll link that for you. But just something to smooth out where I feel like the Velcro rollers can sometimes make your hair look a little bit sort of bitty and frizzy. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. If I didn't want those kinks in my hair, I would use my Babyliss Big Hair. If I was going out, I probably wouldn't use Velcro rollers. I would use my Babyliss Big Hair if I didn't want the faff of, you know, straightening it after and whatnot. Because like I said, you don't then get the kinks from the clips or anything else, or from putting the Velcro rollers in a sort of bit of a funny way. I have got a video on me using the Babyliss Big Hair that I absolutely love, but I've got very long hair. It's me showing you it in long hair. I will link it for you in case you're interested in looking at that. Somebody asked me how I get this bit up and away from my head, and I used to wonder that myself. I remember I used to look at people with that style and think, how do they do that? How do they get that to stay away from their face? And it is just by using Velcro rollers, I think, on this bit, you know, because I rolled that bit right the way back like that and then sprayed it with hairspray, heated it up a little bit and then let it cool, so it now just sort of stays there. What I will do probably is tomorrow, if I'm styling my hair, I would probably put a little bit of hairspray under there. It's really the only place I use hairspray. I just spray it there just to kind of hold it. That really is everything. I hope that that was useful to you. I hope that's what you wanted, those of you that requested it. Let me tell you what I've got on my face. I've got on the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, the MAC pigment in Melon, I think. I've got all these little pots of pigments in my makeup bag. And the lipstick is just the Rimmel by Kate lipstick in 45. I don't think there's barely any of it left on actually, because I've had my breakfast since putting it on. That's everything. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.